On last week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle, with the recent rain, our beautiful anchorage became hostile with tropical insects.
Look at her legs. Look at this.
So, the crew decided to move Basic to a safe zone in the Los Bajos Lagoon. With our cautious approach, we found a good anchorage to hide and heal. The captain relapsed with his mystery illness, and my mom once again creates magic in the galley to treat the ailing crew. Let's pick up our story a few days later, refreshed and optimistic as we leave the Bajos Lagoon.
I cannot ignore this. I've got my blinders on. Baby, you know that I'm all for it. Hurry before another April's gone. And you can find me. I dreams about in your memory. Is this really where I belong? Please don't make me wait too long. I'm throwing up my hands, open in these arms. Time is sliding down the wall.
We had spent our time at anchor right about in this location of the lagoon. Plenty of distance from all the islands, and that distance kept the bugs down. So our plan is to exit the lagoon, which was much easier than our entry because we now have a solid GPS track on our chart plotter. We could just follow our track out, and we're going to go back to the swimming pool. We had anchored just off of the island here, too close, and I think that was our nemesis. We're going to go on the other side of the fleet and anchor still on the sand patch right before it gets deep here and try to get a little distance from the land masses. Hopefully that'll do the trick. One thing we didn't anticipate, we were coming back to a crowded anchorage. Beautiful morning here after last night's blustery little squall that came through. Okay, we're back to the swimming pool. That's on the eastern side of Hollandaise Keys. Looks like we're going to be smacked by another one of these thunder cells. It's been growing in the background here. Rain hasn't started yet, but we're all starting to spin on our anchors right now and face into this thing. It's nice to wake up and have the decks all dry. I like to come out in the morning and check the anchor. Let's see. And there it is. We're sitting in 8 feet of water. I put out 90 feet yesterday just because it was getting a little windy. We'll see what happens here. Looks like a pretty volatile one looking at the radar images. I love weather, but not all the time. So it's just kind of meandering around down here. But look at that. Even with that wind during that squall, the anchor barely had to dig in to hold us. Oh! And of course, there it is, right in the middle of Lynn cooking dinner.
So we're bartering some fish with some mask.
Sí, es bueno. No, es bueno. Okay. Okay? Okay.
These guys are out here making a living.
No necesito langosta. No. Pescado solamente. Yeah.
No necesita limpieza.
No. Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gracias.
Gracias.
It's kind of fun, actually. You know what? There's no way for these guys to get anything out here. So for us to share some things that we would probably throw away anyway, it's a treasure for them.
Yeah. I know. It's interesting. That's just their way of life, and they're happy with it, and they don't have any desire to go into civilization.
Well,
this is just their life.
They stay out in the islands most of their life. I would think all their lives, because you look at their clothes, they're all hand-me-downs from cruisers. You see all these oversized, I mean, they don't fit properly, but you know what? That's what they do. They barter, and they just make it work. But nice people, super sweet.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I thought that we could get by with our broken Spanish. They don't speak
Yeah, they have their own
Spanish.
language.
They speak Kuna, or it's called something else.
Yeah.
I'll try and look it up, but unfortunately we don't have a Google Translate to do it.
So I know, but between a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish, you could kind of communicate with them, and it works.
If not, Compass will translate for us.
That's right. I know, I'm the big hunter negotiating for fish from the local tribe here.
You haven't been feeling good.
Hey, I'm slowly recuperating.
But this is the one thing I'm not happy with.
Oh, the scales on these things.
Scaly fish.
These things are amazing how much scales they have.
Well, it does a number on my fillet knife, so I have to scale it. And, you know, nobody told us that there's not that much fish in the San Blas Islands.
You know what? We've talked to other cruisers and they say they go out fishing every day. They have not seen anything, but these local Kunas will go out. They stopped by our boat this morning and said, what do you need? And we said, a fish. So they came back with like 10 fish. So obviously they have little tricks of the trade.
Well, it's not that big either.
I know, but
Okay,
you know what?
so
That'll be a nice meal. 2 fish for 3 people.
We've been talking to people that have cruised these islands for the past 10 years, and they said it used to be that the fish were abundant, and now they will go out all day and try to spear something and come back empty-handed. So
And they did spear these. Both of them have spear marks in them. Yeah.
But he did a good job. He went through the belly versus going through the meat of it. So I don't know what I'm gonna make tonight, but we're gonna have some fresh fish.
I'm sure it'll be delicious. So we've been anchored here, I don't know, better part of a week. I've slept mostly through it, but the winds died down, the rain stopped, and I could look down here and look at this. There's an old line and anchor chain. I think it's an old mooring. Boy, it just keeps going and going and going. But the more I look, the more it concerns me. We're anchored right on top of it. Believe it or not, that little loop right there, that's our anchor buried. Here's our chain, comes around, does a little loop, comes back, is snagged on, look at this old mooring right here. We're hooked on it right there. It looks like it'll come off nicely, but I think I'll dive on it and just kind of free it up. It's an anchor.
What kind of anchor?
Looks like an old anchor. It's been buried for a while. I can't tell what type, but it's got like half-inch chain on it, probably 100 feet of half-inch chain that goes under our boat. We'll be fine. If we get caught on it, I'll be able to pull it up.
Good thing the visibility is so good.
Here's the trip light. It's buried. It's not going anywhere. Okay, we'll be good for tonight.
Good job.
Well, that wasn't so bad. It's nice when you're only in about 7-8 feet of water. Easy to diagnose and fix an anchor issue. Look at this. This is how calm it is today. There's our anchor right there. We're about 90 feet out because it was blowing the other day. I just haven't reeled it in yet. But we'll leave it for tonight because we're leaving in the morning. Yeah, this anchorage has been real interesting. 2 days ago, 25 boats in here. And we were just packed. We were all, you know, within 100 feet of each other because it's just this small little shelf right here. It gets, believe it or not, we're in 8 feet of water right here. Just 50 yards that way, it's over 100 feet. Looks like we do have another boat coming in right now, but we went from 25 boats down to 3 boats in the course of 2 days. I'm sure they'll pack in here again. This is a real popular anchorage, but we're short-lived for it. We gotta go get some supplies. I'm finally feeling better, so we'll start exploring a little more. While I was in the water, I saw a couple of dark shadows under the boat. Let's see if we can see what they were. So we're chumming the water to see what comes up. Here's a 3-foot needlefish. See if he takes it. Oh yeah.
Oh, he'll take it.
That fast. Look at this. I put 2 fish heads on a line about 40 seconds ago, and I see 2 dark shadows sniffing it out. Let's see who wants it. I think these are lemon sharks. Oh, how many? There's 3
There's 3 of them. Ooh.
Well, it didn't take long, did it?
Okay, jump in, Teal.
I'm not jumping in. I know they're friendly, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it's so friendly, why did it chew our bait right off the line so fast?
Shark's gotta eat.
That's crazy. Okay, Chef Lynn. How are
Chef Teal.
How are you preparing my catch?
Your catch.
Hey, I bartered for it fair and square.
That is true. I'm not complaining. No, we're gonna do it pretty simple. We are now a month out here
Yep.
without having any provisions, any fresh provisions anyways. So we're gonna keep it pretty simple and pretty modest because I am getting low on all vegetables. We have,
Hey, what about these up here?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, this is fruit. Like 3 sad little oranges. I have some cucumber left. And we have a little bit of cabbage, some Anaheim chili peppers, and some root vegetables left. But everything that is crispy and fresh, we're out of. So if we want to stay out here longer, we're gonna have to get really creative. So,
I'm sure we could do it.
I mean, we can. It's just, you know, do we want to? I don't know.
Well, that fish looks delicious.
Yeah. This is like a cornmeal fish fry.
And what's in the pot?
Well, let's see. This is a onion infused little rice with some Anaheim peppers.
Oh, that smells amazing.
It's amazing what onions can do. So, gives it lots of flavor. It's a little cheap. Makes it look like you're fancy, but hey, we're gonna eat well tonight. I'm thankful for everything that we have. Let's just say that. We're out here, we're not in the city. I mean, what more do you want? Besides no mosquitoes and no CO2.
I'm working on that.
I know.
my dad's picking up anchor right now, and we're heading to Nargana. It's only about, I think, like 10 miles, so it shouldn't take that long.
Rob. Okay, the only thing we need to miss is this one coral head right here. Pretty obvious here in the sunlight. It's deep water all the way around, and then should be about 2 hours to Nargana. You ready for some fresh veggies?
That's the plan.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A huge thanks goes out to our amazing patrons, whose generous support fuels the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. From here on out, Basik will anchor further offshore. It doesn't eliminate the insects, but it sure does help. With the ship's pantry getting low, we will make a run to the Kuna village of Nargana. Come back next week to see what we find. See you then!